Will not be hindered. I like this. He says, you better treat her right, otherwise I'm going to block your prayer. Wow. So that's God talking to us right there. And so he says, treat her as you should. But notice what he says here, treat your wife with understanding. And that really is the challenge right there, to treat our wives, or really women, with understanding. The way it comes to us in the King James Version, it says that we are to dwell with them according to knowledge or understanding. Yes. So the tricky part is knowing, understanding a woman, because
well, you know, I heard a movie quote once. How many love going to movies? I love going to movies. I like taking note of movie quotes that stick with me. I heard one once that said, women are not as complex as you think.
Okay.
If you want to know, just ask us. We'll tell you anything you want to know.
Oh my.
We will tell you. Now that was from the movie.
That's wisdom. I'm gonna write that down.
You gonna write that down?
I'm gonna quit all this guessing and trying to figure out. I'm just gonna straight up ask, what you want for Mother's Day? What you want for your birthday?
Right, and I'll tell you.
I know you will. I know you will. Well, in preparation for today, you had a number of conversations with mothers, with grandmothers, with aunts. You had done some research as well, we did together, in response to what women wished men or their families knew. And so we put all that together, and we've got about 5 points real quickly that we want to go through that we heard over and over in the comments and in the research and surveys that we looked at. And we're going to share that with you here today. And then we want to pray a real good prayer for all of our mothers here today. So, I'm going to ask you to kind of expound on each of these, because we put these in kind of a short phrase.
Yes.
And then maybe you can give us some insight on these. So the first one is what women wished we knew. First one is, we appreciate being appreciated. All right, yeah, right there, yeah. So we appreciate being appreciated. Talk to me about that a little bit. Appreciation.
Well, some of the mothers and women that I talked to said a simple thank you for everyday tasks is very encouraging to women. It shows that that we are valued. If you just give a simple thank you for everyday stuff like cooking dinner or ironing clothes or washing clothes or dropping off the children at their practices, just simple things that we could easily take for granted because it happens every day. But that's a perfect opportunity to make the women in your life feel valued and feel appreciated if you just give them a little thank you for the simple and small things.
And I find that it's the surprise appreciation, or the appreciation that shows up at the unexpected times.
Right.
That seem to go a long way. So not always on the holidays.
Sure.
But just those little notes, as you said, just those little thank yous go a long, long way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Lunch money, thank you.
Lunch money.
You know, when we're giving out money, mothers can't keep cash for very long because somebody always needs some cash. So, you know, just times like that to say thank you. We don't expect it. We don't have to have it. But when you say it, it does a lot for our hearts. And every day, anytime, thank you.
So is the thank you good or the cash good? Which one is it?
Well, the thank you is better than the cash because we're giving away the cash this time.
Okay.
This time we're giving it away.
I just want to make sure I understand.
Okay. All right.
I like what you mentioned here, that when it comes to appreciation, sometimes we can think that you all are superheroes, that there is just absolutely nothing that you can't get done, get accomplished. We expect everything to be done at the same time, in the same moment.
Right.
And I think sometimes we can kind of overlook, because you guys do it in such a way that it doesn't seem to take you much to do it.
Right.
We can kind of overlook that a little bit.
Right, just remember, even though we can seem like these ladies here, we are real people. We are human beings, and be kind to the women in your life because they are human and they really are trying to do their best for you. So if we don't make the mark, if we mess up, which sometimes us ladies, us moms, us aunties and sisters, sometimes we mess up. Sometimes grandma might even mess up. I know that's very rare. But sometimes we might miss the mark. But please be kind to us because we are only human. And if you take that opportunity to speak unkind words, it could make a woman in your life feel unvalued because they have tried. They've done their best, but sometimes we miss the mark. And also, I heard from some of the ladies and saw in the research that we did that jokes at mom's expense or at your wife's expense, it's not always funny to them. In fact, it can be very hurtful to them and can make them feel devalued. Even that big sister, brothers, jokes at their expense is not always funny. So just keep in mind that kind words make a woman in your life feel valued.
We will remember that to appreciate all of the ladies in our life, and we'll keep you in that superhero status because you guys are amazing. The second thing that we saw is that a little affection goes a long, long way. So not just appreciation, but this is a little different. This is having to do with affection. Talk to me about affection.
Well, everyone has a love tank. How many of you have done a study on the 5 love languages, or at least heard about love languages? Right, so we all have a love tank, just like your car has a gas tank. And it's great to be able to feel the love tank of those women in your lives, your wives, your moms, your aunties, your grandmas. And one way to do it is affection. If that woman in your life loves affection and that's her love language, then by all means, give her kisses, give her hugs, give her what she likes. See there, look at that. Look at that. See, that's me. I'm affectionate. My kids give me affection. If the woman in your life loves to be affirmed, then give her compliments. It doesn't really even matter what it is. You can just say a little something to her and it will make her smile. It will brighten her day because you noticed and you took the time to compliment. If she likes gifts, how many have gifts as your love language? Ladies in the house like gifts, okay? If she likes gifts, give her a little something now and then. It doesn't even matter what it is. One time I was at Barnes & Noble when Jeffrey was about 6 years old, maybe 5 or 6, and I'm a coffee lover, so I went in there probably to get coffee, and I like books too, but you know, I really, really like coffee. So I went in there to get a cup of coffee, and while we were standing at the cash register, Jeffrey pulls out $1 out of his pocket. He was like, "Mom, I want to buy your coffee for you today." See there?
6 years old.
See there? Exactly. It made my day. I told everybody. I put it on Facebook. I'm like, my son, my little 6-year-old bought me a cup of coffee today. If gifts are her love languages, it doesn't even matter if it's a dandelion. I actually saw one time a little boy pick a dandelion and give it to his mom, and she started smiling. So just make sure you fill that love tank for the lady in your life. If she loves to spend time with her. Do some things that you both like to do and do it together. And also, one other thing, husbands, you want to fill that love tank, right? Make sure that you flirt with your wives. Yeah, we like that. We like it. I don't care if we roll our eyes and try to act like we are annoyed. We like it. We like that. Make sure that you flirt. Make sure that you tell that woman in her life that she has got it and got it good.
Baby, you got it.
See?
And you got it good.
See? Make sure you do that. Make sure that you do that.
Green looks good on you.
Yeah, see? Flirt with your wife. Tell her she's beautiful.
It's necessary. How many of y'all saw that thing going on this week with the table talk, the red table talk, and Aisha Curry and that whole thing? And she got to talking about how she, for the last 10 years, has been giving birth to 3 children, raising them, and now she doesn't feel attractive. And yeah.
she didn't quite, she said that in 10 years she hadn't got any eyes or men looking at her way. And she felt a little funny about that, like, what's wrong with me? And so I can understand, because she's had 3 babies and just had 1 baby. And sometimes what you need to understand is there are voices of insecurity that can at times creep up and speak to a woman.
Okay. Okay.
At different times in her life. So just that extra that a husband or companion can give, that extra oomph, just to let them know, hey, you are beautiful. You are still the one. You, whatever language you like to share, make sure that you share it and let them know that they are very much still attractive to you.
And kind of deal with that voice of insecurity that can rise from time to time.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna keep on talking to you, baby.
Okay, keep it up.
Yes,
Keep it up.
Yeah, I am. All right, number three. So the first one was, we appreciate being appreciated. Number 2, a little affection goes a long, long way. And number 3, we love you more than you'll ever know.
That's right. We love you. And we love you. We love our families. We love our men. We love our children. We love you, and we love you just for who you are. We love you the way you are. We're not expecting you to be something that you're not. And so from the surveys that I took, and even from my heart, I just want our husbands to know that we, women, love, appreciate, and respect you for you. We're not comparing you to any other men. We don't want anybody else. We just love the you that you are. See, I love JSS.
Come on now.
Jeffery Scott Smith, because he's Jeffery Scott Smith. Yep. I'm not thinking about what the other guys in his field are doing. See, sometimes men think about what other guys are doing. We're not comparing you to what other men are doing. We love you just the way you are, and we think that you are the bomb the way you are. Did you hear that in the poem? She said, yes, moms are the bomb, but we want our men to know that you are the bomb, and we love you just because you're you. But also, that goes for the children. I saw you, Marcus. That goes for the children. That goes for the children. We want our children to know as well that we love them. We love the God in you. We love those unique qualities that make you you. We love the way you laugh. We love the way you talk. We love your individual personalities. And people with multiple children in here, you know that every child is different. And so we want our children to know that you don't have to be anybody but you. That it makes us proud and makes us smile just you coming into your own in Christ, coming into the purpose that God has for you, that's enough to make any mother proud. That's enough. And it's a process, but us mothers want you to know that we are with you through the process. We're with you for the long haul. And that when you shine, we are happy and smiling because you're shining and because you're coming into your own.
You know, there really is nothing like a mother's love, a wife's love, the support, the security, the strength that gives, whether it be the husband or the children, is not like any other. You know, there's times that I've gone into new situations or new challenges, but always knowing that your love was there, consistent, didn't matter how things went, whether I succeeded, failed, it didn't make a difference to you. Whether I came out on top or whether I missed it, you were always right there. You didn't think any less of me, but your love has remained the same, and I just want to tell you thank you, because there's nothing like a wife loving her husband through thick and through thin. Can I hear from all the men right there if you're thankful for that kind of love being in your life? Yeah. Men, you ain't making enough noise. You know what it is to have that kind of support. The fourth thing that we saw, or that you saw, mainly as you were having these conversations with various mothers and grandmothers and aunts, is that even though we make the impossible look easy, we still have limits.
Right. We still have limits. Moms need some time for themselves. They need it. Mothers, women, aunties, grandmas, all women need some time for themselves every once in a while. And it'd be great if you help them make those choices, because they're always putting someone else before their needs. It's just a part of who we are. But understand that moms need to refresh and need to revitalize. So don't take it personal. Encourage them to get out and do some things they like doing, and encourage them to get away, have some time for themselves. And also, even though we make everything look, the impossible look easy, it's not always easy. It takes a lot of coordination to make a home run smoothly. Can I get an amen on that one? It takes a lot of coordination to make a home run smoothly. So what the mothers and women that I talked to wanted me to share with you today was find a way to help. One mom I surveyed said this. She said, and I quote, "One of the sexiest things a man can do is smell like Fabulosa all-purpose cleaner."
Come in smelling like Mr. Clean.
Woo, that's sexy.
Little Clorox bleach.
Yep. Have you seen Mr. Clean? That's why they make Mr. Clean look the way he looks, to encourage the men. See, that's it. So just find a way to help. Do a load of laundry, do the dishes, help out every once in a while, do the floor, something. Just pick something, find a way. That's not just for the husband, that's for the children as well. Just find a way. Clean your room without us asking you to clean the room. Take the trash out without us having to say it. Put the groceries away. You know, mom did all that grocery shopping. So just find a way. Somebody said, I got to stand up right there. See, I got an amen. Just find a way.
See that right there?
See, isn't that beautiful?
You like us when we're in that mode right there?
Help, yeah.
Just a little help in the kitchen, a
Yes.
little help around the house.
See?
Okay, we'll remember that. We'll remember that. But y'all make it look so easy. I mean,
Well,
look like y'all don't need no help.
so you said it's our fault because we spoil?
I won't say that.
Okay,
That'll get me in
we
trouble.
gonna-
I know where
okay,
that's going.
okay,
I know
okay.
where that's going. Hey, number 5 is this, what you wanted us to know. We love you when you listen to us and not just when you hear us.
Right. Ooh, uh-oh.
So there's a
Amen.
difference? What are we saying there?
There is a difference between listening and hearing.
Okay, talk to me.
Right. So you can listen but not pay attention. But then again, what we want you to do is listen and hear and actually actively pay attention. Because mom doesn't want to, or the lady in your life, they don't want to feel like they have to compete with everything else that's going around and going on. Yep. So for example, or we also want you to know, listening like that means that you are responsive,
Okay.
right? That you're observant. That's all a part of listening. So I know there have been times that I'm talking and someone else maybe has the phone or is playing with the games. And so, do we have a picture? I think we have a picture, possibly. See there? Yeah. Yeah, that's what it can feel like. It can feel like I'm doing everything to say what I'm trying to say, and nobody's really listening right now.
But we can tell you what you said.
See, but that's not that active. That's not attention.
You mean I can repeat verbatim every word that
Maybe.
came out of your mouth?
Right. But are you engaged in the conversation? Have you really heard me? So that you can respond and be engaged in the conversation.
You mean
right?
I gotta look at you? I got to put the paper down. I got to turn my head away from the TV. I got to do. I mean, I'm in the room with you.
Nope, that's not enough. That's not enough. The ladies I talked to wanted us to let you know, No, we need more. We need real listening from the family members. The kind of listening that you want from us. Now, children are hurt if they're trying to talk to mom and we're not listening, right? Yeah, I know, because the times I've done that, mine have let me know. Mom, okay, you're not, especially my son, he'll say, Mom, you're not listening to me right now. So that's just all a part of listening and loving the way you want to be listened to and loved, right?
I got
So
it.
we want to make sure that we are actively paying attention, because see, failure to listen can be interpreted as disinterest. And a woman can easily be made to feel like she has to compete with all those other things if the ones in her life don't listen to her actively. Yep.
I like what you said. Listening and hearing are not the same thing. Real listening requires us to be attentive,
Yes.
requires us to be responsive,
Right.
requires us to be observant.
Sure.
It really requires us to be present.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And
A
so
good
being
word.
present is really what you are looking for.
Exactly.
We can do that.
Yep. And then the women I talked to also share that when we share a problem or concern, we don't always need you to fix it. Right. Sometimes
But if we fix it, the problem is done.
Sometimes we just want you to listen. And actually, that puts unnecessary pressure on our men if they come into the conversation thinking you have to fix it. We don't even want you to feel the pressure of that. We just want you to be present in a conversation, hear us out, right? Even if we're venting, give us a little time to vent, because somewhere in that, just even talking it out, a solution will come. Sometimes we just need to talk it out so that we can get an idea of what to do. And that's not meaning that you won't have a part or that the men won't have a part in helping us discover that. But just know that we don't always need you to fix it. I heard that from some of the ladies that I talked with.
And I think as men, I know for me, if you come to me with something, I'm wired that way. What can I do to fix it? What can I do to make the pain go away? What can I do to alleviate the pressure, the stress? That's just how we wired. So when you start talking, I'm pulling out my toolbox. What we got to do to fix this situation? What we got to do to make it better? What we got to do so you can put that beautiful smile back on your face?
And sometimes all you have to do is be there. Just be there.
No fixing required.
Right. Right.
I'm going to remember that right there.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. Let's recount these. The first one was that you wanted us to know, women wanted us to know that they enjoy being, we appreciate being appreciated.
Sure.
That's number one. A little affection goes a long, long way. Yeah. 3, that we love you more than you'll ever know.
Right.
4, even though we make the impossible look easy, we still have limits. 4th, we love you when you listen to us and not just hear us. And then the last one is this one right here. Our families are our pride and joy.
That's right. Yes. Go ahead, ladies. Our families really are our pride and joy. We appreciate our husbands. We appreciate everything that you do, even if we do not communicate it the way that we should. Husbands, just know. Fathers, just know. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you do. We appreciate the load that you bear. We appreciate the way you care for us. I appreciate the way you lead us. I appreciate the way you love us. And by the way, I appreciate the way you lead this church.
Thank you. You're trying to break me down.
I'm glad you're my pastor. So we just want you to know you are the most important people to us other than Jesus. In fact, I told my husband that last week, and he kind of tried to hurry up and get past it. I said, wait, I'm for real. You are the most important person to me other than the Lord himself. But that is so true. We just want you guys to know that. You mean the world to us. You really do. And children, you are our joy. You are our joy. Our children bring us joy that we never thought was possible. I mean, there's a joy that comes like Richard and Jen looking into their new baby's face. But oh, it's so much joy to see you grow, to see you shine, to see you become the people that you are. I put on social media a little time ago on, I think it was Daughter Day. I said, when I just think about my daughters, I smile. I can't help it. I feel happy on the inside. Children, you bring us joy, and we love seeing you do what you do. And one other thing we want you to know, my mom said something to me. The last thing she said to me before she passed away, in fact, was, I am always thinking of you and praying for you. That's what my mom said to me. I am always thinking of you and praying for you. Know that, children, that your mothers, they carry you in their hearts every day. We just can't help it. You are with us. So even when you're away at school, when you're out there on the track field, when you're taking a big test, when you are working that job that's hard, when you're out driving, we're just always a little bit concerned, but we're always praying for you. And we keep you in our hearts every day, and that doesn't change no matter how old the children get. That's just the way it is. We are here for you, and we will continue to be here for you. That's what the women say.
Moms, I mean, whether the child is right or wrong.
Yes.
You guys are right there, and I know my mom the same way. I so value her love. Didn't matter where I was at, what I was doing. Her love was always consistent, just as yours is to me now, and her support as well. Yep. So we appreciate what mothers bring to our lives.
Now we're gonna let you know what you did wrong.
Okay.
Because that's what we need to do. So we're gonna let you know what you did wrong, but just like you said, we got your back. We are there for you. We're supporting you because we know that God's best is in you, and we are just waiting for it to come to its full manifestation, the God in you. And so we've got your back. We're here. We support you. You know, when you mentioned your mom, I thought about your grandnana. Great-grandnana, we called her. Great-grandnana loved some Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey could not do anything wrong. She always had special things for Jeffrey. Every time we went to the house to see her, she had something special for Jeffrey. She had a cake for him, or it would be his favorite something, dessert, or she would make that peanut, what is it?
Peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey have his in his container. He have his special stuff.
Yeah. God bless her soul.
See?
That's right. She used to send me cards on my birthday, put a little money in it, and she would always write on the front of it, Master Jeffrey.
Well, look at there. Look at there. Look at there.
Thank the Lord for great-grandnana.
See?
Hey, this is what I want to do because we're nearing the end of our time. We started with the verse that mentioned that we are to treat women with understanding. And I think some of what you shared for us today gives us just a little greater perspective on the heart, the mind of mothers and women in general. And I think really for everyone, the desire to be understood is big. The desire to be known is big, to be seen. And you've heard the phrase, he sees me, he gets me. It reminds me of a story, and we're going to end on this, that's found in Luke chapter 7. It's a pretty amazing story. In Luke chapter 7, talking about understanding, knowing, seeing someone. In verse 11 of that chapter, it says this, soon afterward, Jesus went with his disciples to the village of Nain, and a large crowd followed him. A funeral procession was coming out as he approached the village gate. The young man who had died was a widow's only son, and a large crowd from the village was with her. And when the Lord saw her, his heart overflowed with compassion, "Don't cry," he said. Then he walked over to the coffin and touched it, and the bearer stopped. "Young man," he said, "I tell you, get up." Then the dead boy sat up and began to talk, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. It's a powerful story. The phrase that jumps out to me is the phrase, "he saw her." There's so many things we could talk about in this story. We could talk about the significance of the location. It's there in Nain. Nain means beautiful. The contrast is that we're in a beautiful place, but a bad situation has happened. A mother has lost her only son. We could talk about what it is to lose something in a beautiful place. What's interesting to me, though, beyond that is that Jesus is approaching this beautiful place where a bad situation has happened. This woman who has experienced such tremendous loss. Notice the Bible gives us the understanding that not only has she lost her son, but she's a widow, which means she's already lost her husband. So this woman has gone through great pain, great suffering, great loss. And notice the phrasing that is used. It says, "And Jesus saw her." He saw her. He didn't just look at her, he saw her. There's something about being seen, being understood. It was as though in that moment, something tremendous happened, because when he saw her, the very next thing that we see is that his heart overflowed with compassion. So he saw more than just a woman. He saw more than just a lady in a dress. He saw her. Saw the pain in her heart, saw the suffering that she was going through in this season of loss. He saw her. And in that moment, he understood the pain. He understood the tremendous grief that she was going through. He was moved with compassion. I think that's significant for us here today, because when we'll take the time to really see the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunts, the sisters that God has placed in our lives, we'll see them more for just what they do for us. We'll see them for more than just what they provide for us, but we'll see them as people, as persons. When that happens, our heart begins to open up with a new kind of compassion. A new kind of love begins to flow. A new kind of understanding begins to flow. But I love this right here. Jesus, because his heart began to overflow with compassion, he goes right over to that coffin. He speaks to that son that was lying in there motionless. Body had grown cold. There was no activity, no response. And Jesus speaks into that dead body, into that cold coffin. Get up. Get up. And the Bible says the boy got up and he began